Remain seated for the moment. You are 28 years of age and you have other convictions, although not for 10 years. In 2014, you received a fixed penalty notice for using threatening or abusive words or behaviour which were likely to cause harassment, alarm or distress. You have been committed for sentence, having pleaded guilty to an offence of publishing written material which is threatening, abusive or insulting, intending thereby to stir up racial hatred. The context of your offending is that it arises out of the civil unrest and disorder in many parts of the United Kingdom. The unrest has been generated as a result of the death of 3 little girls in Southport and the reaction from various parts of our society towards other parts of our society. The disorder has been serious and widespread and has affected many towns and cities in England and in Northern Ireland. In particular, refugees and asylum seekers have been targeted. Coverage of the disorder and accompanying scenes of violence have been extensive, both in terms of mainstream media and also online on social media platforms. That is the context. I turn to the facts of this matter. On the night of the 2nd and 3rd of August, the Britannia Hotel in Leeds was attacked by people who threw missiles which damaged windows. The police were called, and on the 3rd of August the hotel was locked down for the protection of those who were living there. At the time there were 210 occupants, many of whom were foreign refugees and asylum seekers. Similar attacks to the hotel were launched on the 4th of August. The police attended on each occasion, and units were deployed to safeguard the hotel and to provide an increase in the police presence in the area. In between the 2 attacks, you took to social media in order to encourage others towards participation in the attacks upon the hotel. In a post on Facebook, you wrote, quote, "Every man and their dog if you are my lad." To that post you responded, "Start about 5 bell tonight, be my boy, but it's all gravy." The initial post received 6 likes. However, it was sent to your 1,500 Facebook friends, and because of your lack of privacy settings, will have been forwarded to friends of your friends. The messages were therefore spread widely, which was plainly your intention. In response to a post questioning why, you wrote, "Because they're over here, given life of Riley, off the tax us hard-working people earn when it could be put to better use. Come over here with no work visa, no trade to their name, and sit down and doss, and then there's more people being put out homeless each year. They get top band priority on housing and many more reasons." You were arrested in the early hours of the 5th of August and then interviewed by the police. Your motivation became clear when you informed the police that you had promoted the idea of attacking the Britannia Hotel as a result of anger and frustration at immigration problems in the country. You went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. Although you said that you had no intention of carrying out any act of violence, there can be no doubt that you were inciting others to do so. Otherwise, why post the comment? You expressed remorse, but by that time it was too late. For the offence of publishing written material in order to stir up racial hatred, there are sentencing guidelines which I must and will follow. The maximum sentence is 7 years imprisonment. In terms of culpability, it seems to me that your intention was to incite serious violence, which is a culpability A factor. In terms of the harm caused, I have considered both the harm actually caused and the harm intended to be caused as directed in the sentencing guidelines. You were encouraging others to attack a hotel which you knew was occupied by refugees and asylum seekers. The overall effect of your post was to incite violence towards the building and therefore towards those within the building. It was not only the refugees and asylum seekers who were likely to be affected by your post, but also the hotel managers, the night porters, and those who worked within the hotel. In my judgment, this comes close to harm category 1. However, for the purposes of this sentence, I will treat you as falling into category 2, since there was no direct encouragement towards activity which threatens or endangers life. However, you fall towards the top of category 2. For a category 2A offence, the starting point is 2 years imprisonment with a range between 1 and 4 years custody. For a category 2B offence, the starting point is 12 months with a range of up to 3 years custody. There is an obvious overlap between the ranges. That is deliberate. Your position is aggravated by the timing of your post, namely that it was at a time of social unrest and particular sensitivity across the country. I take account also of the need for increased policing, as I have indicated, partly as a consequence of your post. In mitigation, I take into account your plea of guilty, for which you will receive full credit of 1/3, following your earlier admissions. I take account of the contents of the references from your mother, friend and employer. These can only be of limited value in the current circumstances, as can the contents of the pre-sentence report. I take account too of your expression of remorse, your lack of convictions which are racially aggravated, that you are in employment and you have a partner and family. In passing sentence, I take into account the purposes of sentencing, in particular in relation to this case, punishment and deterrence. As is recognised on your behalf, this offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment. You will serve up to 1/2 of your sentence in custody before you are released on licence. If you fail to abide by the conditions of your licence, you can be returned to prison to serve some or all of the remainder of the custodial term. The victim surcharge will apply and I will make a collection order. Please take him down.